Yo, what is good, Bleach community? Today I will be making a guide for Toshiro Hitsugaya. I'll generally be going over how to play this character in the neutral, his general toolkit like his quick, his heavy, and his special flash attack, and some combos that you really want to be doing with this character when you do get that hit. So let's hop right into it. All right, so starting off with Hitsugaya's quick attacks, it's a multi-hitting move that ends with him kind of like summoning ice. Before I really get started, I should probably explain the frost meter. So at the bottom of the screen, right above your SP bar, there's a frost meter. That meter goes up once Hitsugaya does certain actions. So what I mean by that is at the end of your quick string, during all of your heavy string, during your special flash attack, during your signature move, and during your specials, Hitsugaya will build up his frost meter. As you can see, the frost meter is level 3, and depending on the level that this is, it'll increase not only your damage, but it'll also increase the properties of each of these moves. So going back to his quicks are they're okay. They come out pretty fast, but I will say that they're stubby. As you can see, this doesn't really hit from this distance. This is absolutely terrible. And his heavy isn't too much better. His heavy, it does come out kind of quick for a heavy, but it is stubby. So that's kind of the trade-off that you have with Hitsugaya. And this is his full heavy string here. Just a multi-hitting move. It does do decent damage, but again, I really wouldn't be throwing out his quick or his heavy in those kind of scramble situations. Let's say both players just tech the grab, right? And you want to like try to hit them before they hit you or something, or try to dash in and go in. You just have to be wary that, yeah, his dash is fast, but his normals are very stubby. So just be wary of that when playing Hitsugaya. Going on to his special flash attack. So I used it a little bit earlier, but it's this multi-hitting icicle move. It's okay. What I found for this ability is that, you know, you can throw it from distance, but it's easily sidestepped. So that's one way to counter it. It also moves slow. So what people end up doing is when you throw this out, they'll flash step it. That's a free combo for them. So just be wary when throwing that out. His other special skill is his signature. So a signature move has him summoning a icicle from the ground. If this hits the opponent, you can start a combo, but because it's so slow and it kind of leaves him like vulnerable, I wouldn't suggest really using this mid combo. You can, not mid combo, but just like in general, like the 6 skill really isn't that good until you level it up a little bit. And same with the special flash attack, it does get better. So let me start showing off some of the things that the frost meter gives you. So at level 1, you kind of got a gist of all of his moves and what his special and his sig can do. But when you get this to level 2, it upgrades it a little bit. So let me just get this to 2 right here. That makes the slow moving projectile come out a little bit faster, and it does more damage. So that's one thing to keep mind of. With your 6 skill, it makes it come out faster and it does more damage. You can still combo after it as well, right? And with your normals, right, you generally do more damage, but your frost meter doesn't necessarily make you any faster or anything like that, but it does make your heavy hit way harder. And you can combo after your heavy by using your icicle super. So that is, you know, some of the ways that it changes from level 1 to level 3. Level 3 really lets you do the connection into the icicle. You cannot do that if it's level 1 or level 2. As you can see, the combo drops at level 1. And if I try doing this at level 2, the combo will drop. But as soon as I get into 3, the heavies into the icicle will hit. So those are some of the biggest difference from leveling up your frost meter. Just the enhancing of the 6 skill, your general damage, and also your heavy. Your heavy is now more of a multi-hitting move, and it just does way more damage. I know I mentioned the damage, but oh man, Hitsugaya's damage at level 3 is no joke. But yeah, going on to his supers. So I mentioned the icicle a little bit earlier, but this icicle will hit anywhere. So I'm full screen, and the icicle will hit. Sorry guys. And his second super is his ice dragon. So this is a really good super. As you can see, it did super crazy amount of damage, but you can also hit this from full screen. One of the better thing about Hitsugaya compared to other characters in this game is his dash speed. So this character moves very fast. I think what they did is to make up for his normals being stubby, they made him way faster of a character. So, you know, his sidestepping comes out very fast, his dashing comes out very fast, and even his grab, right? If I were to like dash back and grab, the grab comes out very fast. You see how fast that whole grab comes out? It might even be the same speed of his dash. Well, the dash looks like it's a little bit faster, but the tricks that you can do with that is the back dash, dash in, back dash, go for a grab. You know, people fall for that type of stuff all the time. So if you do plan on making Hitsugaya your main, hence why you're probably watching the video, is, you know, you want to really make those dashes count, because he is one of the faster characters, and his dash attack has some very good distance on it. You know, his sidestep 1-2, as you can see, look at that distance, he really lunges in and tries to get in close to get that hit. It does suck that his normals are stubby, but hey, I mean, they had to give him something, so that is one thing to look out for. Now for Bankai Hitsugaya, there aren't many things that change too much from him coming from Shikai into Bankai. All I would say is in this form he does more damage, but other than that I wouldn't say he changes too much. I believe his dash speed seems to be the same. His grab speed that looks like that might be a little bit faster. It does look pretty fast. It looks faster than what the one did before, but yeah, just generally his Bankai doesn't really give him much of a change. The only thing I will say that changes is when he does his combo right into his dragon, he cannot pop his orange reverse after doing that in Shikai state. So he can only pop orange reverse from doing dragon and Bankai. That's the only change really when leveling up this character. But yeah, that's his general move set. You know, that's his supers, his special flash attack, his signature, and his normals. Something interesting about his frost meter I didn't mention before is that you can build that meter on block. So as you can see, the last hit of the light is raising the frost meter. So your general playstyle with Hitsugaya is to just be aggressive, make sure that you are hitting your opponent often, even if you have to start things off with a heavy, because heavies also increase it as well, or your special flash attack, or your signature skill. You really just want to be kind of putting on that pressure, throwing out these abilities, getting people to block, right? Because that's the only way that you're going to become a better character. Hitsugaya is interesting in that fact that you fight more with him, he gets stronger. So you really want to be aggressive, take your fights, you know, as careful as you can, but whether you hit them or not, you know, you actually connect the hit, or if they're blocking it, you are raising your frost meter, and that goes for all of the abilities and normals that I have mentioned so far. Now let me go over some combos and setups that you want to do with this character. So starting off in Shikai, I have Ichigo to attack as soon as I hit him. He also set to attack as soon as I hit his guard. So I'm just going to show you some of the safest things you can do with Shikai Toshiro. So if you do your full lights and you backstep, you will get out of range from Ichigo trying to attack you. This will also work for grabs. This also works for his DP super as well. The reason I'm using Ichigo is because he has one of the faster quick attacks. Yoroichi and Soifan also have fast ones as well, but I just wanted to just use Ichigo as like a base point, just to show that Hitsugaya can put pressure out on defense and then get out of a sticky situation if he doesn't want to be that close anymore. But if you try to do this and grab after, if you try to do your lights and attack after, or do anything else, you're going to be beat out if the person decides to go for a quick attack, which is what most people do. So, you know, that is one thing that you could do on block. Another variation of this on block is to start with your heavy, and then with your lights, you can then backstep, same thing. And this works at all frost levels. So if I try to get my frost all the way up, it doesn't really change much no matter what I do, right? Just hold on, that I wasn't close enough there, but boom, backstep. You know, now I'm in level 3, right? So heavy, light, backstep. So that backstep is very crucial in kind of staying in fighting and dealing with what enemies can do when they try to hit you after you hit them on block. So the dash attack setup involves you dashing and attacking and also backstepping. The benefit of doing this is just kind of conditioning your opponent to think, okay, this person likes to backstep. What can I do to get them out of this situation? Some people like to dash in and attack. Some people might do it heavy, and then you can catch them in situations where it's like, okay, you want to do it heavy, now I'll dash in and then I'll keep attacking, right? Or, you know, it's just different ways that you can choose to switch things up. So that is another setup thing that you could do on block. It is actually pretty cool that Hitsugaya can just dash in, right, and then get out so fast with the dash attack. But that is one way you really want to do it. This also works with his sidestep attack. You can just dash right back out of it. Unfortunately, if you are trying to put out like quick attack pressure, you won't be able to jab once and then go for a grab. That doesn't work. Even if you jab twice and then go for a grab, that also doesn't work. You also cannot backdash also from your quick attack. So as you can see here, I'm trying to backdash, but I cannot. It only works if you do the full light string or if you do the dash attack in. So just be wary. Those are really the two things you want to do when it comes to pressuring your opponent's guard. Here's another setup you can do with quicks. If you hit your opponent, you can backstep after, right? You can even sidestep on hit. So this is really cool. Then you can go for a grab. There's a few things that you can do if you know that they're gonna attack. If you feel like that they're gonna be defensive, you can attack after and then go for a grab. So that's something that I like to do often. So when you happen to connect with Hitsugaya, you don't always have to finish the combo out by doing Hakugeki into flash step combos, things like that, right? You could just keep things real simple. So you can do quick, quick, quick. If you know they're gonna attack, you can go into a back step. But one thing I like to do is do quick, 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 grab them, right? Grab. Now, you know, your opponent is conditioned. They're like, okay, he likes to do this and then go for a grab. So let me grab him. So if I set Ichigo to grab me, and now I try to go in for a hit, he's just gonna tech the grab. Now I know that my opponent wants to tech the grab every time I do this, right? So what I end up doing is I do this. I know he wants to do that. I do this, I backstep, now I can go back in and go to full combo. So that's just one way that you can really set people up for Hitsugaya. His quicks are pretty perfect for that. I mean, I found that out kind of like halfway, you know, into like picking him up. And I was like, wow, his quicks are very good, not only on block, but also on hit, because it leaves them in a really sticky situation, right? It's either if they want to attack, I can always flash step it or I can backstep it, right? If I condition them to break this grab right here, I can then bait the grab out, backstep, and then go back in. The only way to get out of this is for the Ichigo to backstep himself. So just be wary of that. If you are fighting someone familiar with the matchup and your grabs aren't working anymore, what you could do is, you know that they're gonna backstep, you just dash in yourself and you hit them with a dash attack. So it's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors thing in this game. Kind of just like, I know my opponent's gonna do this, what's the perfect counter for it? It's just always thinking ahead with these kind of games. But yeah, those are just some setups that I thought about. So Hitsugaya doesn't typically have any crazy long combos. He has your typical quicks into heavies, heavies into quicks, into your flash step combo. He doesn't really have anything special like that. Again, he can always start his combos off with his signature skill, but he doesn't really get cooking until you get to level 3. Now, everyone has probably already seen this combo, right? But if you do all of the heavies, right, and then you go into Iceberg, they connect. This is the typical Hitsugaya combo. I can do this in my sleep. Everybody knows how to do this. But if you don't, this is literally you just pressing heavy and then using your SP1 as fast as possible, dashing up and attacking again. That's the typical Toshiro combo that just does a lot of damage. If you are willing to throw things in the middle of it, like doing orange reverse, you can always do your 6 skill and then continue a combo after that. A very interesting thing that I actually found out pretty recently is that Hitsugaya can continue his combo after he uses his Ice Dragon Super, his SP2. So let me show you. You do heavies into Dragon, and you can orange reverse. Now dash and attack. You can go for a lot of things. So after you do that dash, right? Let's say you get heavies into the Dragon, then you orange reverse. If you just dash up, you'll be able to catch up. And you can see this is a true combo. I didn't know about this. This is actually really dope. And I hope you guys take this and go crazy with Hitsugaya, because I don't know if this was known, but I was playing with him doing this guide. I'm like, wow, he can actually throw Dragon out in orange reverse. You know how crazy that is? Like how it opens up so many combo routes, like insane character. At Frost Meter 1, Hitsugaya only has your typical heavies into Dragon. You can switch that up by doing something like heavies, right? Then you go heavies again into Dragon. I couldn't help myself from going into level 3 there, but you can kind of get the idea of what he can do at level 1 Frost. Another variation of that combo is to do heavies, orange reverse, signature skill, and then heavies again into Dragon. That is another variation that likely does a little bit more damage. The final version of doing Frost Meter 1 and 2 combos would be doing heavies into the Dragon, you orange reverse, right? Dash up, then you get into orange, boom. So that's, you know, a typical level 1 Frost Meter combo. If your meter is close to, let's say something like, let's say the meter is close to 2, right? So that could actually lead into something crazy. If you don't want to spend all your meter, or if you want to kind of do some resets at level 3, you can do heavies into this, 1, 2, 3, get out of it, go back in for like a grab, or if you know that he's gonna attack, you can always do the flash step after. That opens up you doing like a whole new combo. So there's a lot of ways to go about your level 3 combos. One of the highest damaging level 3 combos is heavies into Dragon, orange reverse, dash, lights into the icicle, and you should be getting enough for another icicle. Then you can do whatever from there. I mean, you could extend the combo, or you could go straight into flash step. So if you have all like resources, that is your most optimal combo. If you guys have made it to the end of the video, I do want to say thank you. Please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really does help. And I hope you guys have a good day. Peace out.